Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here are the participants in case number 693-MR966. Lance Corporal John Latimer of the Royal Corps of Signals.
Was my lorry right enough?
Signaller Lewis Ruling of the same company.
It only hadn't rained that night.
Mrs. Essie Avery, who lost her son.
He was a lively lad, but he never done any harm.
Miss Hartley, the colonel's daughter.
I was raised in the army, and I know what I see.
Superintendent Robert Lester of Scotland Yard.
If you will come into the Black Museum here with me, I think Chief Superintendent John Davidson can show you what we started with on this case. There's quite a collection in here of items that have figured in various cases we've worked on here in Scotland Yard. Some of them successfully, and some of them unsolved to date, shall we say. Come with me, please. Here you are, John. This is Chief Superintendent John Davidson, who has a long and distinguished record with us.
Well, how do you do? Say, I finally found those things, Bob. I mislaid them, I'm afraid. Now, don't be afraid to look. They're not at all gruesome. Some folks seem to think we have a kind of chamber of horrors here. But I assure you, these things are quite innocuous for the most part. Now, this is the handkerchief.
Still quite clean, isn't it?
Wasn't always so clean, Bob. See, an ordinary khaki-colored handkerchief, such as millions of soldiers carried during the war.
I carried one.
And this, you don't recognize it? It's a gas mask cover. See the shoulder strap here? Oh, no, soldiers didn't carry this kind. This is red leather, or imitation leather, if you will. It was the type children carried with them. A child did carry this one. You can still see his name inside it here, written in his own kid's handwriting. Philip Ainsley Avery.
Philip Avery is dead.
But this little red leather bag helped Superintendent Lester start a man on the early morning stroll that ends on the gallows trap.
I was fortunate enough to be called by the Bucks Constabulary at once on this case. Too many times Scotland Yard is called in only after the local police have exhausted their every resource. But those chaps in Buckinghamshire wanted help at once and badly in this little village in early November 1941. Station Superintendent... no, I'll not tell you his name. Briefed me. He tossed the gas mask case, the one you just saw, on the desk.
This is all we've found so far.
Rather a bright-colored gas mask case for a boy to carry. How old is he?
I don't know whether we should say is or was superintendent.
Been looking for him how long now?
3.5 days now.
And this is all you found?
I misdoubt if he's lost and if he throw away his respirator case.
Where'd you find it?
About a mile from here, down the road in the ditch.
Well-traveled road?
Not very.
Get anything from his parents?
Father's dead, and mother's, well, as you'd expect. He was the only child.
What did she think?
Oh, first she thought he'd run away. He was quite dotty over the army, and she thought he'd be hanging around some camp or other in the vicinity.
He wasn't.
Well, they've all moved out, last one a week ago. Oh, except for that convoy that went through here the day after they disappeared.
Could they have taken him along, a mascot perhaps?
Checked them first bloody thing.
Not with them.
No. Their OC telephoned me from somewhere over the East Coast. Nice chap, and worried. Said he'd turned out the whole party and no one had heard of the kid.
Good man. And the countryside is turned out, you said?
Not an able-bodied man in the village that isn't out in the country searching.
They'll find him, perhaps.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yes.
Where do you want to start?
Who saw the boy last?
His mother. He was just setting off for school.
What about her?
Well, frankly...
Oh.
I've seen mothers who treated their kids better.
I'd better see her, hadn't I?
Killing a kid's awfully nasty, Superintendent.
Yes.
She's my sister-in-law.
Oh.
My brother's wife.
I I thought the kid's name was Avery.
She married Avery after my brother was killed at Calais.
Where is Avery?
Killed at Tobruk.
She must be pretty bitter.
Bitter.
I'll have a talk with her.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I was rather fond of my young nephew. Probably why I telephoned you so quickly.
Yes. Thought you said every man in the village was out looking for the boy.
They are.
Who are all those chaps, then, coming down the road?
Where? They're carrying something.
Steady, steady, old boy.
It's my sister-in-law. That's it. They've found him.
In my time, I've seen a good many murdered persons. I shall probably see a good many more before I turn in my warrant card. But this one, an 11-year-old schoolboy. I can still see that great blue bruise on his forehead and his throat. I've got kids myself. His mother, she was quite controlled when I talked with her.
You'd better take me in, Superintendent. I did it.
How did you do it, Mrs. Avery?
It was such a lively boy, but he never meant any harm.
Everyone says he was a fine boy, Mrs. Avery.
I called him a little hellion. He was always talking about the army and how he was going to join up the minute he came of age. I hate the army.
Yes.
It's taken Philip's father from me, and Avery. I couldn't bear the thought of losing him to it. I raised my hand to my son. He said it was his duty. I thrashed him so many times, but he was stubborn. Duty, I said. What about your duty to your mother? He was all ready for school, with his little gas mask case, standing in the door. Somebody, he said, somebody's got to take Daddy's place. Just like a kid talks. Daddy's place. Mr. Avery's. And I slapped his face. I could cut off my hand. And he gave me such a look and went away, and I never saw him again until I sent him to his death. I murdered him. The army got him, too.
I went away from that stricken woman. What else could I do? She was obviously convinced that she was responsible for the boy's death. But if her story was true, then that was a matter for her own conscience. If it was not, well, if she had killed the boy, there was time enough. The divisional superintendent drove me to the place where the body had been found in his own car. It was a side road off the main highway. Little traveled, and the local constable pointed out the place.
I was right there, sir. I marked it with a stick. I was with a searching party. We came across the road here, and Sammy Roberts, he seen that red gas mask bag lying on the edge of the ditch right over there. We picked it up, and we was looking around like, and I spotted the body lying right down there. Lying on his back he was. Like he was asleep with his little arms folded on his chest. I thought he was asleep till I saw the blood. Well, there weren't much of it for the rain. We run over here, and then we saw the mark on his forehead. Dead, all right. And quite peaceful, as I said. That's all, sir.
Been no other cars along here since you found him, then?
Only one or two, sir.
Where did all that oil come from, then?
Where, sir?
Down there.
Oh, I don't know, sir.
Looks like crankcase oil.
The car's been standing there.
Some time ago, though. The rain's washed it out, partly.
Like it washed away all the fingerprints on the gas mask bag, sir.
Certainly looks as if a car or a lorry's been standing here.
Could those be its tire marks?
Constable, see that no one that comes along here gets near those tire marks.
You want to make a plaster cast of them, sir?
Yes.
Well, Nobby Clark back at the station knows how to make 'em, sir. He was at the police college at Hendon.
I'll send him out when we go back. Ever covered everything else, McKinnon?
I think so, sir. Rain's washed away everything else, but I didn't notice these marks. Who's that?
Stop him, Constable, before he runs on those tire tracks.
Stop! Stop! Please, stop!
Who is it, do you know?
I think it's Miss Hartley. She's got the only MG in this part.
Who is she?
The daughter of our local retired colonel, Chief Air Raid
To
Warden.
learn about poor Philip, Superintendent. He was such a charming boy. What in the world are you doing out here?
This is the place where he was found, Miss Hartley.
Oh, how dreadful. You have my deepest sympathy, sir. Who's this man?
I'm Superintendent Lester of Scotland Yard, madam.
Don't call me madam. My name's Hartley. Inga Hartley. Lived here for years. My father's Colonel Hartley. Late the Green Howards. Been in the army practically all my life. What's Scotland Yard doing up here? Can't you handle this, Superintendent?
Well,
No, your nephew, of course, yes. Sorry. Who's had a lorry up here with a leaking crankcase?
Don't
Tell
quite-
a leaking crankcase as far as I can see it. Who was it? The murderer? Oh, sorry.
We've only just come in on this.
I saw a lorry over there at the road junction 3 mornings ago. Army lorry, driven by a lance corporal, driving onto the main road from this road.
Oh, was that the day the boy was reported missing, Superintendent? Was, huh? You're sure it was an army lorry, miss?
Hartley. Of course I know it was an army lorry, driven by a young lance corporal wearing steel-rimmed glasses, a 1,500-weight Fordson. I was raised in the army, sir, and I know what I see.
Was there any markings on it, Miss Hartley?
Of course. It was a Royal Corps of Signals lorry.
How did you know?
Why, it had the blue and white patch painted on the front like the signaller's armband. A big 56 was lettered on the side in white, and there was a red and green clover leaf painted on the left front door.
The trucks of that signal convoy that passed through here.
Eh?
I remember the markings on them.
Cod pips, that's right.
What, sir?
Yes, what are you talking about?
They were marked with playing card pips. Some of them with the ace of spades, some with diamonds and hearts.
And clubs.
There's your clover leaf, Miss Hartley.
God, stone the bloody crows. Excuse me, that's the murderer.
As Miss Hartley roared off in her MG, we headed for the village. It was a thin enough clue, but it was the only one, except for the mother's fantastic confession, but we started to investigate it at once. A telegram to the War Office.
Request most urgent the present location of Royal Corps Signal Unit. Passed through this village 3 days ago, headed for East Coast Port. Information desired in connection with serious crime. Lester, Scotland Yard.
Though he was trying to trace him any other ways, security regulations and all that.
We'll have a reply in no time, I'm sure.
But if that signals corps corporal did kill him, why?
Probably struck him with the lorry and got frightened.
But what was Phyllis doing over there? The school's in the opposite direction.
Maybe he was running away.
Excuse me, sir. Would you like to have a look at the things we took from the boys' pockets?
Would you mind looking, Lester? If there's anything you think I should see.
I'll have a look, Constable.
Piece of string, sir. An old cap badge. That was his father, sir. He always carried it with him. Threepence and coppers. Half a packet of peppermints. Fair breaks your heart, doesn't it, sir? Poor kid.
Go on, Constable.
Khaki handkerchief.
Hold on a minute. Is that his?
Can't say, sir.
Hold it out. I think we'll take a closer look at it. I believe that's oil on it there.
It is, sir. Smells like old crankcase oil to me, sir.
Hold it out. I'll tell you what to do with it. Might be quite important.
Yes, sir.
How's his mother?
Took her to a nursing home down the road, sir. She's, I'm afraid she's, not going to get over it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, is that all?
Only this, sir.
What?
This we found inside the gas mask case, sir.
What is it?
Looks like the corner of a pound note, sir. All crumpled up. It's a bloody strange place to find a bit of money. How do you suppose he got it?
Why, I think, Constable, the important thing to discover is who has the rest of it.
The murderer.
Oh, hello, Silver.
We've heard from the War Office about the signal company.
Where are they?
They're at the port of embarkation. Oh. They're due to leave the day after tomorrow for North Africa.
If we were to follow up what seemed to be a promising clue, in fact our only clue, there was, of course, no time to lose. But there were things that we must accomplish before we left for the port of embarkation. And these are the things we accomplished with the aid of Scotland Yard technicians who were rushed to us from London.
We have the plaster casts of the tire marks on the road, sir. The samples of oil we took out of the mud are here, too.
They match the oil stains on the khaki handkerchief.
The handkerchief has been washed and examined. What appears to be a laundry mark, K201537, was discovered on the edge of it. It had been partially obscured by the oil stains.
The wound on the boy's throat was inflicted after death, which was caused by the blow on the head, sir.
One thing we do not know yet, Superintendent, is where that torn piece of the £1 note came from.
I brought Philip's mother here to tell you about that.
From Philip's money box.
What?
I knew at once when my brother-in-law told me.
I took her home to see.
Philip had come back and taken it. I looked in the drawer in his cupboard where he kept it. I found it broken open and empty. I knew what had been in it. 31 shillings in coin.
I always gave him a shilling for shining in my boots.
And the £1 note I gave him for his birthday the day before Michaelmas. He'd taken it all to run away on. And they murdered him for 31 shillings a £1 note. The army paid me much more for his father.
I don't think I shall ever forget that. We arrived at the barracks of the signal company at the port of embarkation shortly after Reveille. Major Hugh Scott, the young officer commanding, who had been an engineer at Wandsworth, was waiting for us in what he called his orderly room. The men were still at breakfast, but the company sergeant major ushered us in.
The gentleman from the police, sir.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Sergeant Major. Come in, gentlemen.
Thank you, Major.
Sit down, gentlemen. I'm afraid I don't know what this is all about, you know. I had an urgent message.
Yes, I'm afraid we shall have to cause you some inconvenience. This is a very serious matter.
Mm-hmm, I gathered that.
It involves murder, sir.
Mysterious. What do you want me to do?
Answer some questions first, Major.
As well as I can. Far away.
Are all your men present?
The Sergeant Major will know that. Sergeant Major.
Yes, sir?
All our people on hand, Sergeant Major.
All present at Reveille, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Well, they're all here, murderers included, if any.
You were encamped at the superintendent's village a few nights ago.
Right. He called on us.
That's correct.
You have one vehicle that has a bad leak in the crankcase.
How'd you know that?
Well, I'm asking you, sir.
We surely have. Our number 56 is
56 of 1,500 weight Fordson.
I don't know how you know, but we're having more trouble with this monster.
And the markings on this lorry?
Well, the usual blue and white signals tab. And then there's the section marking on the front door.
What's it like, please?
An ace of clubs in red and green.
Oh. May we see the driver, please?
Of course. Sergeant Major again.
Yes, sir?
Send in Lance Corporal Latimer. Get him up our palatial breakfast room, please.
Yes, sir.
He the murderer?
We'll see, I hope.
Mild-mannered bloke can't see him murdering anyone. Oh, you must be wrong.
You have a special laundry mark for your company, Major?
Laundry mark? Well, hardly in this mad army.
We found one on this khaki handkerchief.
Might be anyone's, old chap. I have one myself.
It was in the murdered boy's pocket.
Boys? Oh, good Lord, gentlemen, you... Yes?
Latimer, sir.
Come in, Latimer.
Lance Corporal Latimer, sir.
Stand easy, Latimer. What makes you jingle so, Corporal?
Jingle, sir?
You ring like Bow Bells.
Oh, That's shillings, sir. I've got a pocket full of shillings. Excuse me, sir.
Never mind, Corporal. Where did you get those shillings?
Why, sir,
Answer anything these gentlemen ask you, Latimer, they're policemen.
Oh. I got them from my mate, sir.
Who's he?
Signaller Ruling, sir.
Sergeant Major,
Yes, sir.
send for ruling.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Major Scott.
Yeah, that's correct.
Where did he get them?
I don't know, sir.
Latimer, is this your handkerchief?
Looks like mine, sir. May I see it, please? Yes, sir. Here's the laundry mark they put on it when we were stationed at Leeds, sir. K201537. Yes, sir, that's mine.
Where did you lose it?
Lose it, sir? I didn't lose it. My pal had it. I lent it to him.
Ruling?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir, I'm sure.
Do you always wear those steel-rimmed glasses, Latimer?
Yes, sir. Always.
Wearing them when you met the lady in the MG the other morning?
What morning, sir?
When you turned off the side road onto the main road? When you were at the camp before the last one?
I never saw a lady up there, sir. I wasn't even out of the camp.
The morning you stopped your lorry on the by road and stayed there a few minutes?
I never left the camp, sir.
Your lorry was out, I think.
I wouldn't know, sir. I was working on the generator truck all day, sir.
Alone, no doubt.
Alone? Yes, sir.
Look at this. Do you know what it is?
Looks like slabs of plaster, sir.
They are plaster casts of tire marks left by your lorry at a certain place, Latimer.
I don't think there could be, sir. The lorry wasn't in a certain place.
What certain place?
Where you said, sir.
You can easily prove it by comparing these casts with your tires.
Well, sir, if it was where you said it was, it wasn't me driving it.
Where did I say it was?
Well, I don't know, sir.
Latimer.
One moment, please, Major. Latimer, do you recognize this? Do you know what it is?
No, sir. A red satchel.
It was the boys' gas mask case.
I never saw it before in all my life, sir. I'll take my bloody oath to that. What boys, sir?
Oh, blast. Come in. What is it, Sergeant Major?
Sorry, sir.
What?
Ruling's missing, sir. I think he's gone over the hill.
Major Scott got the military police on the track of the missing signaller Ruling at once. We wanted to see him badly enough, but Major Scott had reasons of his own. Desertion from a post in wartime is also a very serious matter. While a red-capped MP lieutenant, a former Berkshire constabulary sergeant, assured the major that they'd very soon find the adjectived rascal, the superintendent and I went out to compare our plaster cast with the tires on lorry number 56. They matched perfectly. We returned to the orderly room to find the policeman gone and Major Scott sitting staring at the contents of Ruling's kit.
Look here at these clothes, gentlemen.
They're soaking wet.
Perhaps they were the ones he wore when it was raining then.
They could very well be, if he did it.
I didn't do it.
Yes, you said that, Latimer.
Look. Here's something on the cuff of this jacket.
Where?
Look here. What's this? Looks like blood.
He said he cut his hand.
Did he?
He didn't show me the cut, sir.
Then you don't know.
No, sir.
What kind of chap is this man Ruling, anyway?
Well, he's a great husky young fella.
He wears steel-rimmed glasses, just like I do.
He does.
Sir, I was just thinking.
What?
Well, when I came back to my bivvy after working on the generator lorry all day, I had a look at 56.
And?
Well, she was awfully muddy. Much muddier than the other lorries that had been standing in the park all day.
Could someone have taken her out without your knowing it?
Could they, Latimer?
Would be possible, sir.
Ruling?
Well, sir, he's supposed to be my pal.
But what?
He was always drifting off, I remember. Alone.
What for?
Well, he always liked to visit people in the business, he said.
What business?
The business he was in before he was called up.
What's he do?
He was a butcher.
The MPs brought Signaler Ruling back at 3 the next morning. They had found him, they said, standing in front of you guess what kind of shop. He was quite self-possessed as he stood in Major Scott's office.
Stand easy, Ruling. These gentlemen want to talk to you, Ruling.
Aye, sir.
I think they want to ask you some questions.
First, we want to search this man, Major.
Go ahead.
I'll look at your wallet first, Ruling.
Aye, sir. Not much in it, sir.
We'll see.
Yes, sir.
I opened the wallet. There was nothing in it at all. Nothing except a torn £1 note. Give me the torn piece of Philip Powell note, I said to the superintendent. That was all. It fitted perfectly.
Let me do it. Lewis Ruling, I arrest you for the willful murder of Philip Ainsley Avery.
Aye, sir.
And I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence.
I'm not afraid to tell you about it, sir. I killed poor little beggar. He said he was running away to join army. I laughed at him, and he told me he had plenty of money. And I asked him where he kept it. He said in his respirator case, and I reached for it, and he yelled. Just like one of them little lambs when you've got it by its neck. And I got mad. And he jumped out of the lorry, and I after him, and he turned to yell at me, and I hit him with a spanner, just like a cute little lamb. And then he fell down, and I did what you always do to a lamb when you kill it.
Lewis Ruling was tried and found guilty of the murder of the poor little lamb. But his counsel appealed on the grounds of insanity, and he was adjudged mentally irresponsible. He was committed to an institution for the criminal insane and died there more than a year ago.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its secret files to bring you the authentic stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here are the participants in case number 921MR421. Peter Williams, who boxed at 135 pounds.
It's all right. It looked like your duty.
Mrs. Jessie Fallowfield, his mother-in-law.
It'll come out all right one of these days, I'm sure.
Sir Brendan O'Neill, Home Office pathologist at Scotland Yard.
We're doing the best we can do.
Iris Williams, who resembled her mother.
No, not to the police station. No!
Chief Inspector Oscar Ford of Scotland Yard.
On the morning of 19th November 1943, two engineers employed by a Bedfordshire town discovered something floating, half submerged, in the waters of the River Lee. Now, if you'll come with me down the corridor here to the Black Museum, I'll show you what they found. Come along, please. This is Scotland Yard's Black Museum, of which you may have heard. Chief Superintendent John Davison doesn't seem to be here. Oh, John.
Who is it?
It's Austin Ford, John.
Oh, be with you at once.
Chief Superintendent Davison is the custodian of the Black Museum. Has a long and distinguished record with the Yard.
Oh, good afternoon.
Came in connection with the Williams case, John?
Oh, yes. 921 MR 421. Up here on the shelf. Say, I hope you're not too disappointed in not finding skeletons and gory human bodies lying about in here. But they're in short stock with us. Yeah, this is it, Oscar. Actually, this isn't the Grand Guignol, you know. The articles filed away in here, all, of course, at some connection with one crime or another, but they're not particularly gory now. We don't keep them here to inspire writers of penny dreadfuls on the wireless at all. No, they're here for the use as reference items in our business of catching criminals. Examples, you see, of how certain crimes were committed. And I think you'll be amazed how much they aid our people in solving of other similar ones. Now, these things in this box are potato sacks. Ordinary rough burlap sacks. But potatoes come in.
Other things come in them too, John.
Yes, a dead body came in this one.
Heavy rain mixed with snow had been falling all day when I arrived at the riverbank, 40 miles north of London. And thanks to the inclement weather, no crowd had gathered. And the huge local constable, the unfortunate victim, and I had the dismal landscape all to ourselves. I showed my card to the constable.
Thank you, sir.
That's it?
I wouldn't look if you don't need to, sir.
Drowned, eh?
Not only drowned, sir.
Oh.
Doctor's just left, sir. They'll be coming to take her to the mortuary.
Her?
He thinks it was a woman.
It was, of course, patent that the woman had died a violent death, to use the old cliché, at the hands of a person or persons unknown. Our job was not only to find that person or persons unknown, but first to establish the identity of the unfortunate young woman who had worn potato sacks as her ultimate garment. A homicide is a very personal thing. The relations between victim and killer that exist before the deed are most important in discovering the latter. But lacking identification of the victim, it's most difficult to establish what relations ever existed between the late unlamented and any other person in the world. So one might think that the secret of successful murder is to render your victim unidentifiable. But don't try it. It can't be done. We'll catch you. Sir Brendan O'Neill, the Home Office pathologist, told me to what extent the killer had attempted to prevent identification of the victim, and thus of himself.
And there are no fingerprints, of course. I suggest that you have the bottom of the River Lee dragged at once.
Already.
See if you can find the missing hands.
Already had that, Sir Brendan. No luck so far, though.
Well, whoever she was, she wore false teeth, so there's no good trying that one.
The teeth are missing, of course.
Neither upper nor lower plate.
Well, they might be at the bottom of the river, too, in a foot of mud somewhere.
Well, you'll never find them. I've never seen such a completely anonymous body in all my time, Oscar.
No scars or moles, birthmarks, that sort of thing?
Not a thing. I can tell you her height, though. 5 feet 3 inches. And her weight, assuming that the missing arms weighed about 20 pounds, that'd make her 121 pounds. Say 120. Quite average brown hair, bobbed. Can't tell you what color her eyes were.
No.
We're trying to type her blood now. Afraid that's all.
Know her age, sir?
Oh, I'd say about 27. Oh, yes. And she'd had children.
Oh, it isn't much to go on, is it?
Oh, best we can do, Chief Inspector.
Oh, I know that, sir. Those wounds on her head.
Hit with something that has a sharp corner. Smashed the skull in 3 places. Dead when she was thrown into the water.
Well, we'll check every missing woman case up Bedfordshire way first. See if we can find out which 120-pound, 5'3" woman is not accounted for.
Had children, dull, brown, bobbed hair. That's all.
I should have listened to my father.
Huh?
He wanted me to be a parson, sir.
Oh. Well, good luck.
I'll bloody well need it, I muttered to myself as I closed the door. I didn't have any, though, for a long time. This is what we accomplished in the next 6 weeks.
534 lorry drivers known to have passed the riverbank where the body was found during the 24 hours previous to the finding of the body were investigated and screened.
Result, nothing.
The movements of every soldier on day leave from the nearby army camps during that period were traced.
The result? Nothing.
Every war factory worker in the vicinity, in both day and night shifts, was questioned.
Result? Absolutely nothing.
604 women throughout Britain who had been reported missing were checked on by Scotland Yard and provincial police.
Result? All 604 women were found alive.
The banks and bottom of the River Lee were searched for 2 miles in both directions from the place where the body was found.
Results? Quantities of mud and useless debris.
A photograph of the skull was given to an expert artist who carefully retouched it into what we all hoped was a semblance of the dead woman's features.
And we caused copies of this photograph to be handed from house to house in this market city of 70,000. We had the photograph exhibited on the screens at all the local cinemas. Thousands of persons saw this retouched picture in the weeks before Christmas 1943, including the murderer himself, we found out later. But the results were still nothing at all. On the day after Christmas, the coroner's order for the burial of the remains was signed. Case number 921MR421 was about to be stamped unsolved. As I was leaving the yard on the evening of that 26th, I ran into Chief Superintendent John Davidson, the Black Museum man. Have a good Christmas, sir, I asked.
Not bad at all, Oscar. Very pleasant. You?
I worked.
What a pity. Understand they're burying that girl tomorrow.
I expect that's the end of it.
Burying her up there in Bedfordshire, are they?
Aye.
Going to the funeral?
Well, sir, you'd hardly call it a funeral exactly.
You're going?
Hardly, sir.
Oh, have a cigar? Canadian friend of mine sent me a box for Christmas. Real Corona Perfectos.
Thank you, sir.
Well, one more for me, then. I should think it would be an act of Christian charity if you did attend the girl's funeral.
Well, sir, I
remember once, about 1909 or 10, if I remember correctly. I think it was old smudgy Steele, Inspector Steele, dead now. He nabbed a man at a funeral.
That's so, sir.
The murderer. Chap came to gloat, I expect, at his victim's last rites. Steele wondered who this stranger was and got into conversation with him. Orson Welles or someone ought to get hold of that one. Make a corking good penny dreadful, wouldn't it? The stranger at the funeral or something. But it really happened. Might happen again, too, you know. Well, good night.
Yes, good night, sir. And so I rode 40 miles to a market town on a dismal day after Boxing Day, to a grimy little cemetery not far from one of the hat factories for which the town is celebrated. The 2 second assistant sextons were shoveling the frozen clods into the raw new grave as I walked away from there, with the huge constable and the young army chaplain who had been summoned away from a nearby officers' mess to officiate. The cemetery was deserted, except for us. The murderer hadn't been in attendance after all. The big constable and I walked on past the hat factory whilst the young chaplain left to go back to his unfinished lunch. It was cold, streets almost deserted. The policeman talked about the tug-of-war at the last summer's police game.
I give you my word, sir. I never saw such a team as them blokes from the city police. Not a man less than 15 stone amongst them, and Cooplow, that anchor man. Well, that chap weighed not a pound less than 17 stone, and strong. A ruddy bull. Name of Brian O'Brien from Galway originally. I thought I should have died laughing, sir. The way that belt nearly cut him in two.
Yeah.
He sunk them great heels in and he huffed and he puffed.
What's the matter with you, young lady?
There's nothing the matter with her voice.
Oh, now, what's the matter, dear?
I want my mommy.
Oh, she's lost. Best take her to the nearest police station, eh?
Come along, young lady.
No! Policeman, no!
Oh, she thinks you're going to throw her in jail.
No!
I'm not going to pinch your sister. You're lost, you see.
Mommy lost! Mommy lost!
Probably swilling tea somewhere or else planted in a cinema.
No! Mommy in London! Mommy gone! I want my mommy!
Oh, that's jolly. Now what do we do, Constable?
Mommy said she's coming home for Christmas, and
Poor little toy.
I want Mommy.
Here, little girl. Little girl. What's your name? Well, look up at me. Here, let me see your face.
What's the matter, sir?
I have a hunch.
Yes, sir.
Now, don't let that kid get away.
Yes. What's she done, sir?
I'll show you in a second. Look, keep her quiet, will you, before we run in.
Stow it, you little dolly. No, mustn't bite. Oh. Hurry up, sir, please.
Oh, give her a sixpence or something. I'll find it in a minute. Here it is. Look at it. Look at it.
Missy.
Now, don't let her see it.
Lord, love a ruddy duck.
I want my Mommy.
You recognize the paper there?
Of course, sir. We circulated thousands of these all over town.
Well, tell me what it is.
Darling. Yes, sir, it's the picture of the missing woman that you people at Scotland Yard had made up.
What else do you see?
Sir?
I said, what else do you see?
Oh! This little maniac, whose mother is missing, is a spitting image of the picture.
All right. Come on, darling. We'll take you home.
My Mommy come home.
Now, dear, your mummy can't come out now.
We accompanied the little girl whose name we learned was Iris Williams, age 3, to her home, a short distance away. It was a modest 3-room flat occupied by a Mrs. Jessie Fallowfield, the child's grandmother, and her son-in-law, Iris' father, a member of the local National Fire Service unit. Little Iris retreated to the doorstep with an enormous slice of bread and wild bramble jelly, while Mrs. Fallowfield talked with us.
Yes, I've been here only 2 weeks, you see. I didn't want to talk before little Iris. Her mother's away. My daughter.
So we understand from Iris, Mrs. Fallowfield.
Quite. I don't like to have to say it, but Jessie, my daughter, she has the same name as mine, and Peter, my son-in-law, didn't get on together.
Where is your son?
At the fire station.
Uh-huh.
Well, to speak quite plainly, my Jessie wrote me at Sevenoaks in Kent, you know, that she couldn't stand it here with Peter any longer, and she was going away.
Well, how long ago was that?
Oh, the 19th of November.
Uh-huh. You haven't heard from her since?
Oh, yes, indeed, almost every week.
You've heard from her since she left?
Oh, yes, but we're on the best of terms as long as we're not together, you see. I'm afraid she's a bit flighty. Well, one can't live one's daughter's life, can one?
No, one can't. And you say you heard from her recently?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, the reason I came from Sevenoaks to live here is because she wrote asking me to.
She did?
Yes, she insisted she couldn't live with Peter. But he needs to be taken care of, says she, and won't you go and make a home for him, Mother? So that's why I'm here. Peter just moved in with me a week ago. It's very cozy. Though I do wish she'd come home again, though it would probably be the same thing all over again. Bicker, bicker, bicker. Oh, there's no peace in this world anywhere, is there?
Well, I'm sure we're very sorry to have bothered you, Mrs. Fallowfield, but we were quite captivated by little Iris.
I do hope she didn't hurt you.
Oh, I better make sure to come and fix that up, ma'am.
Iris was quite upset that her mother hadn't come home for Christmas.
Oh, my, yes. Though Jessie wrote both Peter and me saying she couldn't make it. She was so busy there in Hampstead, the Christmas rush and all.
A hairdresser, you said?
Yes, but I'm afraid I don't know the name of the place.
Well, it doesn't really matter since you're sure it was your daughter's handwriting in that letter.
Well, I should think I'd be able to recognize that handwriting of hers. The hours I've spent trying to teach her to write tidily.
Well, I hope you'll pardon our intrusion, Mrs. Fallowfield. We were so taken with dear little Iris.
Yes.
And rather alarmed about her mother.
Oh?
And I'm afraid that we, police officers...
Suspicious.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's nothing at all to worry about my daughter, gentlemen. I'm quite sure that she's safe.
Oh, I'm quite sure of that, madam. But, her husband, son...
Oh, I'm sure. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if that's Peter now. Peter?
Hello, Ma. There's another letter from Jessie here. Oh, I'm sorry.
These gentlemen are from the police, Peter.
The police? About Jessie?
I'm happy to see you, Mr. Williams. Oh, I'm Chief Inspector Ford of Scotland Yard.
What's this about, Jessie?
Oh, don't be alarmed, Peter. Iris was blubbering in the street about her mummy being lost, and these gentlemen were afraid murder's been done or something equally horrid and brought her home.
Oh. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Mother, I must have tea early. I'm fighting tonight.
My son is a boxer.
You're a lightweight, I take it, Mr. Williams? 135 pounds, yes.
Didn't see your name on the card. At the drill hall, eh?
Yes. Slasher Rifkin broke his wrist this afternoon. I'm a substitute.
Oh, I shall probably see you then. Too bad about Slasher. Good man, that. Saw him fight that Australian 4 weeks ago.
Oh, I've beaten him twice. He can't stand against a left-handed boxer.
You're left-handed?
Yes.
Another letter from Jesse, Peter.
Yes. The postman was just passing and he...
That another example of your daughter's handwriting, Mrs. Fallowfield?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes, of course.
Did you ever see such writing? The girl will never learn.
Nobody could ever imitate that writing. Well, gentlemen, I'm sorry that you've had to get mixed up in all this. My wife's a very charming girl, but...
Oh, we quite understand. I hope you'll forgive our intrusion.
Oh, it's all right. Looked like your duty, I suppose. Another one of those unfortunate affairs. I'm sorry about it, but, well, you're men of the world. You understand.
Oh, yes,
absolutely.
Quite.
It'll all come out right one of these days, I'm sure, though.
It's all right, Mother Fallowfield. Hey, gentlemen, if you'll excuse me, I've got to have my tea now.
Oh, of course. So sorry to have disturbed you, sir, and Mrs. Fallowfield.
Oh, it's quite all right. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Now, Peter, would you fancy a nice kipper, perhaps?
Well, what did you think?
Sir, done a bit of boxing in my time, too.
What?
One thing I learned many years ago.
Yes?
Never trust a left-handed boxer.
I went back to London completely baffled at this turn of events that had suddenly reopened a case that should have been closed in that wintry little graveyard. Here was almost indubitable proof that the woman we had buried was still alive and in constant communication with her husband and her mother. The letter from her had arrived on the very day I had seen her body committed to the frozen ground. It was impossible, obviously. Now, at my desk at Scotland Yard the next morning, I arranged to have every known hairdressing shop in Hampstead and the whole north of London investigated to find if any employed a girl named Jessie Williams or Jessie Fallowfield. I'd caught the return address on the envelope in the Fallowfield flat, and it said, Jessie Williams, Hampstead. Hampstead. Spelled that way without the P. Hamstead. I remembered. Well, I thought she spells as badly as she writes. I dismissed it and picked up the telephone to make a routine inquiry.
Criminal Records Office, Sergeant Healy.
Healy, I'd like you to look up a chap for me, please.
Who is this speaking, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Chief Inspector Ford.
Yes, sir.
Chap named Peter Williams, a boxer by profession, comes from Bedfordshire. See if we've ever had any dealings with him before, will you?
Take some time, sir.
Oh, good enough. Ring me when you find out, will you?
Williams, Peter.
That's all I know about him.
We'll see what we can find, sir.
All right. Thank you. I went upstairs to see Sir Brendan O'Neill, the Home Office pathologist.
Hello, Oscar. Get her buried, all right?
Yes, sir.
Sit down.
But I want to dig her up again.
Oh, what for, old boy?
Can it be done?
Well, of course, if there's sufficient reason.
I need to know one or two things.
Well, it's unusual, but...
The case isn't closed yet. I saw to that.
Well, if her relatives don't raise the row...
We haven't been able to find any relatives, sir.
Oh, that's right, isn't it? Well, that case, dig her up.
Right, sir. Then we can have her sent down here, and I'll need your personal assistance, Sir Brendan.
For what?
I want to find out some things.
Well, I can't tell you her name, Oscar.
Perhaps I can.
Well, what do you want me to do, then?
Help me to find a very clever murderer, sir. These things happened during the next 2 days. First, a report from the officer in charge of checking the hairdressing establishments.
We have checked every hairdressing shop in the entire north portion of London, with special reference to Hampstead, sir. 131 shops. Not one has any record of a woman named Jessie Williams or Jessie Fallowfield. There was only one Jessie among them all, a Mrs. Jessie Forrester, aged 61. She was obviously not the person we was after.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
A report from the Criminal Records Office of Scotland Yard.
Sergeant Healy speaking, sir. We checked thoroughly on your boxer, Peter Williams.
Find anything on him?
Yes, sir. He's been up twice. Convicted. Penal servitude in both instances.
Good.
That all, sir?
Yes. Oh, no. What was he charged with?
Forgery, sir.
A final visit to Sir Brendan O'Neill's laboratory.
Here's the report, Oscar. She was struck twice on the head with a flat object, like a wide metal bar or a heavy, narrow wooden plank. The instrument was of an undetermined length, but the marks on the skull indicate that it was 3 7/8 inches wide, at the point where it was struck into the skull.
Very good indeed, Sir Brendan. How about the other experiment?
Well, they're still working on that.
Looks rather silly, doesn't it?
I think you were right.
Will you be able, do you think, to swear to it if you find I'm right, sir?
Well, if results continue this way, we shall.
You sent for me, Sir Brendan?
Oh, yes. You're Hayes, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Right or left-handed, Hayes?
Left-handed, sir.
Good. Over on that side, they'll call you when they're ready, Hayes.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to take a little trip up to Bedfordshire with me, Sir Brendan? My constable friend from the tug-of-war team had briefed me on how to find the little house where the boxer Williams had lived with his wife Jessie before she went away, as he said, to Hampstead, before he had gone to live with her mother. It was a tiny cottage not far from his present flat. I noted with interest that one of the windows looked out onto the graveyard where we had buried the poor woman a few days before. We walked around the place, staring at the neat rooms, empty as they'd stood since Williams had moved out. There was nothing at all at first to excite our interest. Sir Brendan O'Neill walked into the tiny stone-floored scullery. I watched with the other Scotland Yard man who'd come with us. Sir Brendan spoke from the other room.
This might be it, Oscar. This strip of wood on this old bench here. Measure it. 3
7/8 inches, all right.
Well, right width, Oscar.
Good. It's been nailed off fairly recently, sir. These are new nails.
See if you can get it off. Carefully.
Oh, I can do it.
Hand me the parcel, Oscar.
What's that, sir? It's a skull.
Never mind it.
The piece of wood. You've been here before, madam. Fits the scars perfectly, Oscar. I think we've got... That him?
Right inside, Mr. William, if you please.
That's him.
Back here in the scullery, Constable. Right, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams.
Hello, Inspector.
Ford, Scotland Yard, sir.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand.
Why, we'll try to show you, Mr. Williams.
I really haven't much time.
That's enough, Constable.
What?
A few things, Mr. Williams. Now, what's the name of that place that your wife writes to you from?
Why, Hampstead.
How do you spell that?
Why, Hamstead.
How interesting. Well, that's the way it's spelled on those letters from your wife, isn't it?
Isn't that right? That's the way I always spelled it.
Exactly. This object is the skull of a woman. Shall we say, resemble your wife in many ways?
I don't know.
May I have the club, Sir Brendan? Thank you. This heavy plank, which has been once removed from this stool here and been replaced, fits the scars on the skull exactly. You see?
Now, look here, I don't know about...
Watch him, Constable.
I'm watching him, sir.
And Sir Brendan O'Neill here conducted certain experiments with this poor relic of the woman who so closely resembled your wife, Mr. Williams. A large number of men...
141.
141 men struck at this skull, which was placed where a standing woman's head might be.
What is this nonsense?
I'm afraid it's far from nonsense, Williams. None of the right-handed men were able to strike the skull at all in the region of the scars. But every left-handed man could.
Steady, Lefty.
Peter Williams, I arrest you on a charge of willful murder of your wife, Jessie Williams. And I warn you that anything you may say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence. Do you wish to make a statement at this time? The evidence was incontestable. At the trial, the testimony of handwriting experts proved that Williams had written the letters purportedly coming from his wife after her death. The days on which these letters had been posted were in every case the days on which Williams had been off duty, the only days on which he had been able to go to London for that purpose. It was demonstrated in court that only a left-handed man could have struck the fatal blows. The testimony of more than a dozen acquaintances of the couple provided the motive for the murder. And in a dramatic break with his counsel in open court, Williams shouted out his confession that he had indeed committed the brutal murder. He was sentenced to be hanged, and the sentence was executed on May Day, 1944.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled by special permission from the official files of Scotland Yard. Only the names have been changed, otherwise the story is true. Research for Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Three chimes mean good times on NBC. Here's it.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its secret files to bring you the authentic stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper.
I am Chief Richard Anderson of Scotland Yard. Murder with a gun is not common in Britain, but Anthony de Bruyn was shot to death. I would like you to see the evidence that led us eventually to the murderer. This is Chief Superintendent John Davidson.
And you're standing in Scotland Yard's Black Museum, of which I have the honor to be the custodian. Now, while we have certain extremely gruesome objects in these two rooms, many of them are quite innocuous when taken out of context. They're here not as ghoulish exhibits for the morbid, but as examples for study by our people in connection with their jobs. Now, such an exhibit is this one in case number 160277. Now, this is an ordinary cheap raincoat.
That's the one.
Identical with those worn by thousands of men. Identifying tags of all kinds had been removed. It was completely anonymous. Our people thought it might be an important clue to the identity of the murderer. It seemed impossible. But my good friend, Inspector Anderson here, followed this extremely tenuous clue to the end.
Almost to the end, sir.
What do you mean, Inspector?
I wasn't present when they were hanged, sir.
The crime. At 10 o'clock of the morning of April 3rd, 1947, Anthony de Bruyne, a young stockbroker's clerk, was walking with his fiancée toward Howard's jewelry shop in Charlotte Street near Tottenham Court Road in London. They were on their way to purchase an engagement ring.
Or at least 6 carats, darling.
Set in platinum, too.
I wish I could afford it, really, though.
Whatever it is, I love it, Anthony.
Well, come on. Let's see what I can afford, shall we?
Darling.
Hey!
What's that? Robert!
Out of the road there, you!
Put on out of the road!
From Inspector Anderson's first notes on case 160277.
Robbers wore white cloth masks. Faces not seen by anyone at murder scene. Apparently young men. No jewelry taken. De Bruyne only casualty. Shot through head. NB, pathologist extracting bullet for examination. Gun not found. Apparently taken with him by murderer. Girl hysterical, unable to talk coherently. Witnesses to murder unable to identify. Murderer and companion disappeared inside business building at number 14 Charlotte Street.
Interview with Thomas Cobley, porter at number 14, by Detective Sergeant John Quinn of Scotland Yard.
Oh, I've seen 'em all right, sir. See this knob on me head? One of 'em hit me with a bleeding great pistol as he ran past me, sir. After that, he tried to shoot me, but the thing wouldn't go off.
Could you recognise either of them again, Cobley?
Oh, that I could, sir. Both of them had their masks hanging about their necks. I've seen their faces all right. I've recognised the one with the moustache anyway, sir. I think.
You know how they were dressed?
Well, one of them had on a raincoat, sir. The other one, well, I'm afraid I don't remember, sir. But I'd know him again, sir.
Interview with Police Constable Roy Harris on point duty near the rear entrance to number 14.
Yes, Sergeant. It was them, all right, I'm sure. 2 men answering to Cobbler's description came running out of the rear entrance at 10:07, Sergeant. I saw the one with the moustache.
Would you recognise him again, Constable?
Oh, I'm sure I would, Sergeant. However, I didn't notice the raincoat. In fact, I'm sure that neither of them wore one.
But you would recognise them again, though?
Positively, Sergeant. Raincoat or no raincoat.
Inspector Anderson of Scotland Yard.
We found the raincoat 3 hours later. It had been hastily tucked in a dark corner of the hallway at number 14, through which the men had apparently run. Yes, it was the same coat you saw in the Black Museum a few moments ago. The manufacturer's label had been removed, so had the label of the shop that had sold it. Contained no initials, no marks of any sort. A shabby, shapeless garment that might have been worn by anyone. In the right-hand side pocket was a caliber .45 automatic pistol, the type used by the American Army. It had apparently been fired twice. A clip containing 4 ball cartridges was still in place, with an additional one in the chamber. I took it myself to Chief Inspector Carl Tree in the ballistic laboratory.
I had it checked, Anderson, for fingerprints.
And?
None, of course. Let's use one of those shells. Tom, did you fill the catchment box with cotton wool?
Yes, sir.
All right, stand aside, Anderson. All right, Tom. Get it out, will you, please?
All right, sir.
First time I've seen that, sir.
Aye, they're sending us up the bullet they're taking out of this chap's head. Postmortem must be about finished. Then we'll put them both under the comparison microscope and see for certain if this is the gun they both came from.
Quite. I'll be waiting, sir.
Aye. We'll let you know at once.
By the next afternoon, the 4th April, we were certain. This was the murder gun. Ergo, the raincoat had probably belonged to the murderer, the man with the moustache, who, we had been assured, could be readily recognized. If we could find him, that would be difficult. I put criminal records onto it. They produced some 150 dossiers of known criminals whose taste ran to robbing jewelry shops and or carrying guns. Further checks showed that the pistol had been stolen from a U.S. Amphibious Engineer Regiment in June 1946. There was no clue to the thief, the American Army DCI informed us. The porter Cobley remembered that the men had worn gloves. The constable said that he did not see the direction they had gone. They simply lost themselves in the crowd of passers-by. Quinn and I went over the anonymous raincoat again.
I haven't been able to discover anything, sir. He's done a good job. Every single identification that's visible to the naked eye's been removed.
How do you know?
I compared it with me own and Nobby Clark's and yours, sir. All the tags on this one are gone.
I wonder if he removed things that aren't visible to the naked eye.
You mean things you might find with ultraviolet or infrared light, sir?
I was thinking of something else.
What, sir?
Give me a razor blade, Quinn.
You're going to rip the coat apart?
I was lucky. The first cut I made. The seam where the left sleeve was attached to the coat itself revealed a tiny stamped paper tag sewed inside the lining. It was a kind of manufacturer's stock tag. Photographs were quickly made, circulated to every manufacturer of raincoats in the country. That took a week, but a firm in Leeds identified it at once as one of theirs. The coats, they said, bearing that stock number, had been sold to shops in southeast London, either Deptford or Bermondsey. Well, thank heaven for forgers, Quinn, I said.
That I don't get, sir.
Look, A, people forge clothing coupons.
Yes, sir.
B, when you buy clothing at any store in London, the shopkeeper puts down the number of the coupon book, what you've bought, and your name.
Why, oh, that's right, sir.
Go and find me the names of the people who bought these coats, Quinn, my lad.
That wasn't quite as simple as all that. But it wasn't so hard either. There had been 24 dozen of that lot of raincoats sold in those two districts, and we accounted for all but 6 of them. Inspector Anderson and I went over the list of 282 names. We found not one name we'd ever heard of, and criminal records reported that none of them were known in their files. Well, it was a good try, sir, I said to Inspector Anderson.
Well, we still haven't checked on each of these names personally.
We'll have to do it, sir, I expect.
Quite. Well, gird up your loins, Quinn.
Sir, they're right up under me chin now.
I was just thinking of something.
Sure?
Got your own book of clothing coupons on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's see them, will you?
Yes, sir.
Signed?
Signed it myself, sir. What's the matter, sir?
What's your name?
Hey, John Quinn. You know that, sir.
This is signed Quinn John.
Well, by crikey.
And mine is signed Anderson Richard. Let's look at this list again, the hind end, too.
Yes, sir. Clancy Oliver.
That'd be Oliver Clancy.
Gold Joseph.
Never heard of Joe Gold.
Johnston John.
Nor John Johnson.
Sheehan Robert.
No one could be named Sheehan Robert. We're right, old boy.
Freeman George.
George Freeman.
Mullen...
By crikey, I remember that name.
So do I, sir.
But he died last month.
Yes, sir. Smash and grab feller. A real white boy. I remember. Killed in a bus accident in Clerkenwell.
He must have bequeathed the coat to somebody, mustn't he?
You know, I seem to remember he had a kid brother in Borstal, sir.
Check up and see if he's still there. If he's been let out, I shall very much want to talk with young Mr. Freeman.
In the room in Clerkenwell where George Freeman had lived prior to his untimely death, Sergeant Quinn found the younger brother Arthur, who had been released from a Borstal reformatory only a few weeks before. He was quite willing to accompany the sergeant to Scotland Yard, where Inspector Anderson interviewed him.
Sit down, Freeman.
Don't mind if I do.
We found your raincoat, Freeman.
Did you?
Yes.
Who had it?
What?
I lent it to a fella.
Who?
I'm not a copper's mark, Mr. Inspector.
You lent it to someone, then?
Yes. Listen, what do you want of me?
We want some people to see you.
What about?
Oh, a little affair up Tottenham Court Roadway.
Oh, that fellow got murdered.
Right.
Well, who wants to see me?
I should think you could guess.
Do no good, I wasn't there.
That you can prove, no doubt.
Oh, I've got an alibi.
I'll be glad to hear about it.
I'll tell you when the time comes. I've got it all right.
I expected you would have one.
How did you know it was my raincoat?
It was your brother's, wasn't it?
You're pretty smart.
Thank you.
But not as smart as you think, Mr. Inspector.
Have you any objection to appearing at an identification parade?
Me? Other people going to appear with me?
Of course.
Same size as me?
Mm-hmm.
Same build? So forth?
Naturally.
Well,
if you're afraid you'll be identified, Freeman...
Nobody will identify me.
Well, in that case, I shouldn't think you'd object.
I'm not objecting.
Well, then.
I just don't want to be framed.
You needn't worry about that. Take it or leave it, Freeman.
Heads you win, tails I lose, eh? If I won't do it, you'll lock me up and...
I'll arrest you on very definite suspicion, yes.
And if I do, you'll contrive some way to point me out to the...
Look here, Freeman, I'm trying to be fair. I won't even go in the room where they're having the identification parade.
Huh? You'll leave me go as soon as it's over?
If you're not identified, yes.
Nobody'll identify me.
All right.
All right, then. I'm not afraid.
Sergeant Quinn.
Yes, sir?
Quinn, this gentleman's for the identification parade. Will you show him the way, please?
Oh, yes, sir. Will you come with me, please, sir?
Lead the way, my good man.
Thank you.
You want to know who I lent that raincoat to?
I'd be most interested.
Tell you what I'll do. I got an idea that raincoat was found somewhere near that Charlotte Street place. Is that right? Was it?
Yes.
You'd like to know who it was that lost it, eh?
I'm not going to bargain with you, Freeman.
I just want to be bloody sure I'm not being framed. When I walk out of that identification parade without being fingered by anybody, then I'll tell you who I lent it to.
Thank you.
Are you ready, sir?
In a moment, my good man. That's a promise. I wasn't there. Perhaps he was.
Freeman was not identified by anybody. True, only two persons, the constable and the porter, had seen the killers without their masks, but neither was able to point out any person in the lineup at all. Freeman, in high glee, returned to my room.
Well, I lent the raincoat to is Charlie Mortimer.
Within the hour, criminal records had supplied us with details of Charles Mortimer, whose record showed he had served 2 terms at Dartmoor for armed robbery. 2 detective constables were sent at once to his last address of record. Mr. Mortimer was not at home, but in his room were found 3 Patek Philippe watches. They were at once identified as part of the loot from a jewelry shop robbery at Queensway in Bayswater, a few days before the one in which the man De Bruyn was killed. Well, I said to Sergeant Quinn, our friend Mortimer may not be the murderer we want, but he'll have some explaining to do.
Why don't you think he's the murderer?
I didn't say that. I said he may not be the murderer.
Well, sir, if he had the raincoat...
If.
Yes, sir.
I've seldom heard of people like Freeman implicating others in murder.
Except for a reason.
To get even is the phrase.
There's another thing. If Mortimer was in on the jewelry shop job in Bayswater...
As he obviously was. At least he had those 3 watches.
Well, if he was, why should he try armed robbery again 2 days later, sir?
That's a very important point, Quinn.
I think so.
Well, when we find Mortimer, we'll have a lot of questions to ask.
We'll find him.
Oh, excuse me. Inspector Anderson here. Oh, hello, Thomas. You have? Good. Where? We found him.
Mortimer?
Yes. Hello, Thomas. Where is he now? Oh, here. Well, send him in.
I'll go get him, sir.
Good. Quinn's coming to fetch him. Did he talk? Didn't ask him any questions, eh? Good. Let him think it's the Bayswater job he's been nabbed for. Right. And may I say that's very fine, quick work? Quinn will be there any second. Quite. Goodbye, old boy. Hello, Inspector Anderson again. Will you ring George and ask him how soon he can get those people together again? The people that attended the identification parade this morning. The ones on the Charlotte Street murder case. What's the number? 160277. Thank you. Ask him to let me know as soon as he can, will you? Thank you. What is it the Americans say? We're in business. Sergeant Quinn.
This is Mortimer, sir. Go on in.
You may sit down, Mortimer. Sit down, Quinn.
Thank you, sir.
Has he been charged?
Yes, sir. Accessory to armed robbery.
Warned, of course.
Anything I say may be taken down in writing and used as evidence. Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
Let me ask you one, Mortimer. Where's your raincoat?
Out there at the desk.
I mean the one you borrowed.
What did I borrow one for? I've got one.
I thought you borrowed one from Arthur Freeman.
From Artie Freeman? Now, look here, mister. Artie Freeman's been looking for me ever since that jewelry shop job in Bayswater that your bloody coppers pulled me in for. Do you think he'd lend me anything?
Why is Artie Freeman looking for you, Mortimer?
He's promised to cut me throat the minute he sees me.
This is how Charles Mortimer explained that somewhat astonishing statement. It was on the day that Arthur Freeman was released from a Borstal institution, where as a juvenile delinquent he had served a long sentence. A friend of his, a certain Basil Green, another ex-Borstal boy, and Charles Mortimer had arranged a welcome home party for Arthur at a pub in Clerkenwell. It was quite a party, Mortimer said. After the other guests had departed, Arthur Freeman and Charles Mortimer sat at a table together and talked. The third man, Green, was asleep on the floor.
Welcome home again, Artie, old boy.
Welcome home to you, Charlie.
Plenty happy returns.
That's right. Have a drink.
Yeah, after you.
Yo. I gotta have some money.
Well, I got 2.5 crowns.
More than that.
I ain't got no more.
Maybe Basil's got some. Hey, Basil. Want your money?
He's asleep.
There he is.
Take your foot off his face.
Why?
Gotta be polite.
I'm polite. I need money, I'm stony.
Let's go get some.
All right. You know where?
I know a jewelry shop.
Let's go rob it.
That's what I mean.
Take Basil with us. He's got a gun.
I ain't got a gun.
I'll borrow Basil's.
Where's this jewelry establishment? Huh? Bayswater. Queensway, Bayswater.
Listen, you double-cross me, I cut your heart out.
Oh, I ain't gonna double-cross you.
Better not. I slit your throat, boy.
Just don't worry about your pal Charlie Mortimer, boy.
When we do it?
What?
Rob jewelry shop, kill people in shop, get jewels.
I got the place all figured out. Been casing it.
Taking sides.
That's right.
Where we'll do it?
Tomorrow.
Oh, listen, listen, I'm not kidding about this, Charlie. I ain't had a sixpence of my own for so long. Not a bloody farthing. I gotta have money.
Let go!
And if I have to kill somebody to get it, that's all right, too. If I gotta kill to get money, I'm the lad'll do it. Look at me, Charlie. And I don't care who I kill. And that goes for you, too, if you cross me up.
I'm not
you
gonna
understand?
think I'm a crook.
Meet me and Basil tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock on the down platform at Bayswater. I'll bring Basil's gun. We're gonna be rich, Clark.
That was the way the first robbery began. The first association of Arthur Freeman, Basil Green, and Charles Mortimer. The affair was quite successful from their standpoint, and the three men separated, Mortimer carrying the loot. Mortimer went directly to a receiver of stolen goods and disposed of all but the 3 watches we found in his lodgings. A thoroughly dishonest crook. The rage of Arthur Freeman was terrible to behold when he came to Mortimer's deserted lodgings and found only the 3 watches Mortimer told us. He told us more.
I heard from Basil Green that he raged. Simply raged, sir. Cut me throat from ear to ear, he said. Cut me up in little pieces and feed 'em to me, he promised. I was fair upset. Gentlemen, I never killed nobody. I knowed he'd do what he said because I know the knife he carries. I'll be safe in prison, won't I? Won't I? I'm bloody weary of dodging Artie Freeman. I was just on my way to a boat for South America when your Scotland Yard gentleman picked me up. You saw the tickets.
Inspector Anderson sent me to pick up Basil Green and Arthur Freeman. I found Green easily enough, but our chief suspect, Freeman, had disappeared. At an identification parade, Green was quickly identified by those present at the Charlotte Street murder. No one even looked at Mortimer. Green was placed under arrest for complicity in the latter case. Mortimer was tried and convicted for the Bayswater robbery. Green, a rather simple-minded young spiv, decided to make a statement.
Yes, sir, of my own free will in the court. Yes, sir, I understand what I say will be used in evidence.
Go ahead, Green.
Well, sir, will I start?
Wherever you like.
Well, sir, I was asleep when they planned it.
Do you mean when Mortimer and Freeman planned the first robbery?
Huh? Yes, sir, that's what I mean. Artie and me and Charlie went to Bayswater and we did that thing.
You mean the robbery?
Huh? Yes, sir, that's what I mean. Charlie took the stuff we got, and when Artie and me went to find him, he was gone. You know about that, sir. And then Artie got awful mad, and he cursed, and he...
What did he say?
Well, I couldn't repeat that, sir. There's a lady present.
Miss Bellamy will hold her ears.
Yes, sir. Well, he threatened Charlie and said he'd cut off Charlie's bloody ears and cut his throat and stab him and murder him.
That is Charles Mortimer you're referring to.
Huh? Yes, sir, that's what I mean. So, then he said we had to have some money right away.
You're now referring to Arthur Freeman?
Huh? Yes, sir, that's what I mean. He said he wouldn't give me my gun back, and we'd go and stick up another jewelry store right away, and I told him I knew a little about this place in Charlotte Street. He said, all right, let's go. We went and looked at it, and the next morning we did it. What did I say now, sir?
Whatever you like.
Well, sir, we had those masks on we used at Bayswater. As soon as we went in the place, somebody shouted, and somebody must have pressed a buzzer or something. Artie yelled out. No, he cursed, sir. And we run out, and there was this man, this De Bruyn, or whatever his name was. He was just coming in the door, and he said, stop, and Artie cursed again and shot the man, and we ran. Now, masks was falling down, and we hit a man in the other building. We run right through it and out the back, and Artie took off his raincoat. It used to be his brother George's. He was a very nice fellow.
You are now referring to George Freeman as a nice fellow.
Huh? Yes, sir, that's who I mean. Artie isn't, I mean. Well, Artie swore at the raincoat and said he could be identified by it, and threw it away. That's the way it was, sir.
Your statement will be given to you after it's typed.
What for, sir?
For you to read and sign.
Sir, I can't read very good. Well, I know where you can find Artie if you want him, sir.
You know where he is?
Yes, sir. You'll die when I tell you, sir. Should I tell you, sir?
If you like, Green.
Well, sir, he's in jail.
And there he was, in Brixton jail. We hastened there, and the water took us down to the cell block, where after a long walk, we finally found our man. He grinned through the bar at me.
Hello, Inspector.
Hello, Freeman.
How'd you find me?
Your friend Basil Green told us.
I'll kill him for that.
I doubt it.
What are you in for, Freeman?
Hey, well, I broke a policeman's jaw. I thought they'd send me up for a while for that. By the way, my name's William Patterson in here.
Good place to hide out.
Not good enough.
I got a little bothered about you, you see.
Obviously.
You found Charlie Mortimer?
Yes,
And he talked.
at great length, just as Basil Green did.
Unlucky for me.
Oh, no. We came to get you out of here.
Oh, yeah.
And take you elsewhere. Arthur Freeman, I arrest you on a charge of willful murder. I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence. Unlock the door, please, Warder. At the trial at Old Bailey, both Arthur Freeman and Basil Green were found guilty of the murder of Anthony de Boon and were sentenced to be hanged. The sentence was duly carried out.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled by special permission from the files of Scotland Yard. Only the names have been changed. Research for Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. This evening, Whittaker Chambers comes to the NBC microphone to read a letter to his children. Now, this is not an ordinary letter. The letter means as much to you, the American citizen, as it does to Mr. Chambers' closest relatives. This letter brings you the true nature of communism, its political implication to you as a citizen of the world, more particularly of the United States of America. Now, this evening, Mr. Chambers will tell you why he chose communism, what he thought it would mean to him, politically and personally. That's A Letter to His Children by Whittaker Chambers. The true... Beginning next Sunday, February 24th, the time period now featuring Whitehall 1212 will be occupied by Hollywood Star Playhouse, which will be followed immediately by Whitehall 1212.
Whitehall 1212.
This is Scotland Yard.
For the first time in history, Scotland Yard opens its official files to bring you the authentic stories of some of its most baffling cases.
These are the true stories, the unvarnished facts, just as they occurred, reenacted for you by an all-British cast. Only the names of the participants have for obvious reasons been changed. The stories are presented with the full cooperation of Scotland Yard.
Research on Whitehall 1212 is prepared by Percy Hoskins, chief crime reporter for the London Daily Express. The stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Here is the story of Scotland Yard File 133123. This is Chief Superintendent John Davidson of Scotland Yard.
Good afternoon. The Black Museum contains articles which have figured to a greater or less degree in several thousands of cases, a great many of them involving the crime of murder. Case number 133123 occurred, believe it or not, a few years before my time here at the Yard, the year 1910, 42 years ago. However, it is still remembered as one of the most unusual cases in the Yard's history, and I think you'll shortly discover why. In fact, despite the disguised names, you yourself may recall the case if you're old enough. I show you now two of the exhibits remaining from this notable case. First, the top of an ordinary suit of cotton pajamas. These stains are blood. You'll agree with me that occasionally the Black Museum does live up to its reputation as a chamber of horrors. Now the other is a curiously altered suit of men's clothing of the period. It also figured prominently in case 133123. You'll hear about this case in the words of Inspector James Waters, who led the investigation in the year 1910.
The man who put me onto it was a wretched busybody, and I didn't like him very well. I sat scribbling aimless words on a block of yellow paper as he talked.
I fully realize it's none of my business, Inspector Waters, but I feel it my duty as a British subject, sir.
Go on, please.
In my opinion, he's murdered her.
Oh, come now.
Bear with me, Inspector.
I am listening, sir.
First of all, reflect that they have been on bad terms for a long time.
So you said.
So he had plenty of, what do you call it, motive?
Motive, yes.
So you see?
I'm afraid I don't, sir.
Eh?
I mean, what you have is the information the man has given you. That his wife was visiting relatives in America.
In Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, he says. And that his wife died there and was buried in Los Angeles.
That is true.
Well?
I believe he murdered her and hid the body.
But, my dear sir, there's no evidence that he...
Pardon me, sir, there is.
What?
Well, first, the evidence that he requested her friends, including myself, to send no cards, no floral offerings whatever to him in memory of his wife.
Well, that...
is, I think you will agree, a little strange.
Yes, but...
And secundo, the fact that I've lately returned from America myself.
And?
I interrupted my business trip, sir, at Los Angeles to call upon her mother and offer my condolences.
Well, go on, please.
I was informed by her mother, sir, that the woman had not been in Los Angeles for more than 4 years.
I called on the widower at his house in Camden Town, number 39, Hilldrop Crescent. A battered tin sign bearing his name was tacked onto the door. Dr. Edward Walton Harvey. The door was opened by a remarkably pretty young woman whose name, it appeared, was Miss Elaine LeBaron. She was Dr. Harvey's secretary. She led me up the stairs from the untidy ground floor, apparently used as a combination of lumber room and a strange place for coals. She opened the door, smiled at me, and I entered alone.
Good afternoon, my friend.
I doubted seriously that I should ever be Dr. Edward Walton Harvey's friend, but I bowed politely.
Come in, sir.
Sir, that was better. I entered.
What can I do for you, my friend?
May I sit down, sir?
By all means, sir. What seems to be your trouble, sir?
This is not a professional call, Dr. Harvey. I'm Inspector James Waters of New Scotland Yard.
Happy to meet you, Inspector. What can I do for you?
I've called in connection with the death of your wife, sir.
Oh?
May I ask you a few questions?
Certainly, sir. I must admit, though, that I find that subject rather a painful one.
I can understand that, sir.
Yes. Quite painful, sir.
You were, of course, on quite good terms with the late Mrs. Harvey.
Oh, yes, of course I was. Frankly, sir, no.
I'm afraid I don't quite understand that, Mr. Dr. Harvey. You are a doctor, sir?
Oh, yes. I got my degree from a college in the States.
You're an American?
Born there. I've lived here for quite a while, though. But let's get back to our muttons, as the French say. I speak French like a native. The last few years have been very difficult ones for me, Inspector. Is that it, Inspector?
Yes, Doctor. How have the last few years been difficult, if I may ask?
My wife was a wonderful woman, but she was in the theatrical profession. A singer. I'm afraid not a very good one. In the States, you see, she wasn't much of a success, but over here, I trust you'll pardon me, but the standard of excellence in your music halls, do you follow me?
I'm inclined to agree with you. Then she was more successful here in England.
She certainly was. She didn't sing any better, but an American, you know. She made a lot of money. Rather strange friends, I'm afraid. Bohemians, you know.
Yes.
Well, we got to quarreling. I think you'll find that that's no secret. Nevertheless, her death was a great shock to me. I grieve constantly for her. What are you looking at, sir?
I see you still keep your late wife's clothing.
Oh, you mean those furs?
And the other things.
Yes, these were my wife's. Yes, I gave them to Miss LeBaron, my secretary. She does leave things lying about.
The young woman showed me in.
I have recently asked her to make her home here as my housekeeper. That's what we'd call her in the States. I saw no reason to throw away her clothes, you see.
I'd have thought she'd take her clothes with her.
Huh?
To America.
I guess she didn't expect to be gone long.
How long has Miss LeBaron been living here? Was she here when your wife left?
No, but she was a frequent visitor here. It was quite convenient to have my secretary handy, you see. And Miss LeBaron is a quite deserving young lady.
Yes, of course.
So that's the story.
There's only one thing I do not understand, Doctor.
What's that?
I understand that the late Mrs. Harvey is not buried in Los Angeles, in America.
Sir?
And that according to her mother, Mrs. Harvey has not been in America for some 4 years.
Well, I guess you've caught me, Inspector. My wife isn't dead.
Oh?
She left me. She ran away from me.
Where did she go?
I don't know. She just piled a few clothes in a bag and walked out. Blacked my eye first. We had a terrible quarrel. Just terrible. She called me the most awful names. And she insulted Miss LeBaron frightfully. It was dreadful. Then she rushed out of here, shouting for a cab to take her to Charing Cross.
Well?
That's the reason I gave out the story she'd gone to America, Inspector. That's why I gave out that she died there.
How do you know she is not coming back?
She'll never come back. Really, Inspector, a doctor has to have some dignity. I don't want people to know my wife has run out on me.
I'm afraid you may find, though, if you don't mind my saying so, that you've been quite unwise.
I didn't ask your advice, sir.
I'm not giving it. If your wife returns and finds you've given away her clothing...
I tell you, I know she's not coming back.
The gas jet in my room at Scotland Yard burned late that night. I was not currently on an assignment, so I had a good deal of time to spare, and I found myself curiously caught up by the dusty little doctor's unique formula for avoiding scandal. He'd stored up a large order of scandal for himself, I thought, when and if his wife should return. But he was so certain that she would not. Next morning, I began certain inquiries. In the course of the next 3 weeks, I found...
Dr. Harvey on 2 occasions had pawned jewelry belonging to his wife.
Both occasions were before the date on which his wife left him. Count that against him. He was not entirely honest.
Mrs. Harvey had withdrawn the entire sum of money she and her husband had had in joint deposit at Barclays Bank.
Count that for him. That was a clear indication of her intent to desert him.
Mrs. Harvey had known of the doctor's relations with Elaine LeBaron for many months prior to her leaving him.
There was no record that she had objected to this situation. She had obviously tolerated it. Why should she make an issue of it at this late date? Possibly he had lied to me. Count that against him.
A cable to America to Mrs. Harvey's mother at Los Angeles confirmed the fact that the missing woman had not been seen there.
Dr. Harvey had explained that. Hold that in abeyance.
Dr. Harvey had given a quarter's notice to his landlord at Hilldrop Crescent.
That meant he intended to leave that place. Was that suspicious, or was he merely being prudent against his wife's possible return? But he was so certain that she would not.
A month before his wife left him, Dr. Harvey had purchased 5 grains of hyoscine hydrobromide from Lewis and Burroughs' shop in New Oxford Street.
Hyoscine hydrobromide, I learned from Henry Burnett, is a drug used in institutions for the mentally ill as a sex depressant. It is also a peculiarly deadly poison, 1 grain being sufficient to cause death. He was so certain that she would not return. I took a 4-wheeler to Camden Town at once. There was no answer when I knocked on the door of number 39 Hilldrop Crescent. Dr. Edward Walton Harvey was gone, and with him Elaine LeBaron. I went back to my office at Scotland Yard to do 2 things. First, I caused notices to be sent to every police station in England, Scotland, Ireland, and Wales with the descriptions of Harvey and Elaine LeBaron, raising the hue and cry from the North Sea to Land's End for them. Second, I obtained the necessary warrants and sent a squad of men to Hilldrop Crescent, armed with pickaxes, shovels, and other equipment, with instructions to search the place most thoroughly. Most thoroughly, I said. I joined them. Men were in the garden, digging. Others were turning over every article of furniture in the rooms and tapping the walls. I stayed in the untidy lumber room cum coal cellar on the ground floor.
We've got all the coal shoveled away, sir.
Let's see. Bring pickaxes and take up that floor.
Oh,
get cracking.
All right. George!
The garden was in ruins. Curious bystanders had appeared to give gratuitous advice to the sweating detective constables. I watched anxiously as one worker drove the point of a pickaxe through a water main. The landlord stood by and swore softly to himself. Nothing happened. I wondered if I had not been a trifle precipitate. Still, one can't take chances.
Inspector Waters!
That came from inside the house. I sprinted back from the garden. What is it, I called?
Yes, sir. Found something, sir. Yes, sir. Looks like a bit of a man's shirt, sir.
Yes. No. More like a woman's dress.
I think this floor's been taken up before.
Must have been, else how did that get down there?
Tell you what I think it is, sir. I think it's a pajama jacket. See? Broad stripes, gaudy like...
Go ahead, dig some more. Carefully now, carefully. Morgan, just run upstairs and see if the chaps up there have run across anything that matches this piece of whatever it is.
Yes, sir. There's wrapped around something.
Use your hands, not the shovel.
Yes, sir.
Steady.
Yes, sir. Something here, all right, sir.
Oh, well, what is it? Oh, what do you want? Oh, did they find something upstairs? Let's have it. Here, let's compare this down there. Here, catch.
Got it. Matches all right, sir. Told you it was a pajama jacket, sir. These here pajama trousers match it perfect.
Oh, go on, dig it out. Dig it out, dig it out. Pull that stuff off it.
The pajama jacket, sir. Devil blame me blind.
What is it?
Looks like a side of beef, sir. And blimey, is an eye.
The trunk of what appeared to be a human body, wrapped up in the jacket of what was apparently Harvey's pajamas. It had been efficiently, professionally dissected. It was impossible even to determine whether the body was that of a male or a female. It was removed to the pathological laboratory for examination by Henry Bernard. Back again in my own office, I received the first report on the search for Harvey and Miss LeBaron. The pressmen had discovered our activities at Hilldrop Crescent, and most of the evening papers carried articles about the missing doctor and his secretary. An excited gentleman with a hoarse voice and a green bowler hat burst into my office. He smacked the desk vigorously with a copy of the Express.
I knew it, sir. I knew it. I told them at the theater as soon as ever I saw the newspaper. One day there'll be a murder in that family, I said. Madame Rene was a great artist, sir, and I mourn her.
My dear sir, who on earth is Madame Rene?
She was the wife of this fiend, sir.
The late Mrs. Harvey.
Alas, I knew her well.
They said you had some information for us, sir.
My name is Ponsonby Diggs, sir. D-I-G-G-E-S. The same as the actor, Dudley Diggs. Although I am no relation of his, I am a dramatic tenor, sir. I have appeared as Madame Rene at the Metropolitan, Holborn Empire, and many of the other music halls in London, as well as the Hippodrome of Manchester, and in most of the principal cities of the provinces. I am not unknown.
The information, sir, if you please.
What information, sir? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have heard that viper say many and many a time, sir.
What viper?
Unspeakable Harley.
Dr. Harvey.
Oh, Harvey, indeed, yes. You are correct. I have heard him say many times that he has always been enamored of the Belgian coast as a holiday place.
Oh, very interesting, I'm sure. Well, thank you, Mr.
Diggs. At the real point of my visit, sir. Only yesterday morning, perhaps even as you and your men approached Hilldrop Crescent, I saw this fiend.
Where?
In Victoria Station, sir. Oh, no, but bear with me, I beg you. The boat train for Folkestone leaves from Victoria Station.
Folkestone?
The port for Antwerp, my dear sir.
Information at once was transmitted to the Belgian police. It was a mystery to us how they could have left England, but this was too good a lead to be ignored. Later in the day, information reached us from the police at Folkestone that a man answering to the description of Harvey had been seen by a railway porter and again by a news vendor who recognized him from his photograph in a newspaper. Elaine LeBaron had not been seen. I visited Henry Bernard, the pathologist, in his laboratory.
No, Inspector Waters, I'm still unable to determine the sex of the body you found. The fellow who did it was a very good technician. The merest shell of a body.
Looks like a doctor's work.
Certainly someone with a considerable knowledge of anatomy. Very workmanlike.
No identification, possibly.
Oh, we shall see. I will say that identification will be most difficult, but I have only just started.
Yes.
I did discover one thing which I hope will be of help.
What's that, sir?
I found 2.7 grains of hyoscine hydrobromide in the remains.
Message from the Belgian police at Antwerp.
Industriously searching city for trace of fugitives, but no results as yet. Have placed special attention to all transatlantic steamships sailing from this port and hope to report progress in course of hours. Rely on us.
I hadn't thought of that. Certainly they go further away from Antwerp. Harvey was an American after all. If he could escape to America, we might never find him. I must stop up that hole. Many ships at sea are already equipped with the wireless telegraph, I remembered, and instanter caused messages to be flashed out to all of them, with special reference to ships sailing from Antwerp, warning them to be on the alert for Harvey and LeBaron. Another message came from Antwerp.
Your Dr. Harvey seen and positively identified by former patient of his now living in Antwerp. Girl was not with him. Sending you further details.
I spoke with Henry Bernard again.
I'm coming along, Waters. Found the evidence of the poison, and I shall identify her for you. Find out for me whether the woman ever had an appendectomy.
Oh, what, sir?
An appendicitis operation that left a scar on her belly.
I found out. She had. I told Bernard, who grunted. Nothing more from Antwerp. Where was the girl, I thought? Had Harvey murdered her, too? Ruefully, I thought we don't even know for certain that he murdered his wife. What we wanted was Harvey.
Experience of Captain Horatio Sowerby, RNVR, master of the steamship Claverhouse, Antwerp for Halifax, Nova Scotia.
As we moved on the River Scheldt to the sea on the start of our voyage, I stood on the bridge with the pilot. Few passengers were on deck, it being a very dismal day. However, as I glanced down at the bows, I observed two men standing on the main deck at the forepeak. My attention was directed to them by the fact that they seemed to be holding hands. I was astonished to observe that the younger one placed his arm about the other in a most affectionate fashion. I'll have a little talk with those two, I said to myself. They walked back to their cabin, arm in arm, as I watched them, unobserved.
Message from the Antwerp police.
Unable to discover any trace other than the one reported of fugitives Harvey and LeBaron. Cannot find any indication they may have sailed for America. Shall we continue our search?
I talked again with Henry Bernard.
I'll tell you when I find out, Waters. See this fragment of skin?
Yes.
If I can prove to a jury that that is an appendicitis scar and not a fold in the skin caused after death, we shall pretty well have identified her.
Can you do it, sir?
I don't know.
Continuing the experience of Captain Horatio Sowerby.
I made it a point to speak to those two I had discovered holding hands.
Pleased to meet you, Captain, sir. This young man is my boy. I'm taking him on a sea voyage for his health. Very delicate.
Your son, sir?
Eh? Oh, yes.
You don't look like your father, young man.
Don't try to talk, son. There's a very bad case of laryngitis, Captain. Very painful, dangerous for him to try to talk.
I see. You're a doctor, sir?
Me? Oh, no.
Well, I hope you enjoy your trip. And you, young sir, I hope it'll do you a lot of good.
Thank you, Captain, for both of us. I think we'd better go to our cabin now, hadn't we, Sonny?
There's something queer about that, I thought as they walked away. Not hand in hand this time. The wind blew the boy's coat away from his body. That's when I saw his trousers. The back of them had been ripped down the seam and fastened together again, under the coat, with safety pins to make them wider. Extraordinary, I said to myself. I turned away to go to my cabin. The boy had left his hat on the table. I picked it up. The sweatband had been stuffed with paper to make it much smaller than its actual size. Then I recalled the boy's startlingly crude haircut, as if it had been done by an amateur. Ha-ha, I said to myself, that boy's a woman. When I got back to my cabin, there was the wireless message from Scotland Yard.
I was sitting at my desk again, seriously considering going to Antwerp myself. After all, I'd seen both Harvey and the girl. I should be able to recognize them if I saw them again. Then the door opened, and a constable brought in the wireless message.
Inspector James Waters, Scotland Yard. Believe your man Harvey and the woman LeBaron to be passengers on my vessel bound for Halifax. Woman disguised as boy. Please wireless additional information to aid identification. Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
They've got away. To add to my woes, Henry Bernard came cheerfully into my office.
I've got it, Waters.
What?
That's definitely an appendicitis scar.
Too late now.
What's the matter, old boy? You sick?
I'm dead.
Well, I thought you'd be delighted. I can prove that it's a scar, all right, and we can demonstrate to a jury that the body can't be anybody else but Mrs. Harvey. And with that hyacinth I found in the body...
It's no good. They'll be in America in a few days, and then who can tell where they'll go? We've been had.
Not necessarily.
How do you mean?
When did they leave?
The day before yesterday.
You're on the telephone here, aren't you?
What good does that do?
What ship are they on?
Claverhouse for Halifax. Where are you going?
Listen. Are you there? Hello. Are you there? I say, this is Henry Bernard here. Now listen to me carefully. I want you to find out for me at once whether there's any ship sailing for Halifax that will arrive there before a ship called the, what's the name, Waters?
Claverhouse.
A ship called the Claverhouse just sailed from Antwerp gets there. Right, do you understand?
There was one, that afternoon. The steamship Morgiana, due in Halifax 40 hours before the Claverhouse, barring acts of God. I got aboard somehow, leaving messages to be sent to Captain Sowerby and asking him to wireless me on the Morgiana. I'm not a good sailor. It was a bad time of the year for the North Atlantic, and Captain Sowerby's wireless was working quite well.
Waters, SS Morgiana. Has Harvey moustache. Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
I said no.
Waters, SS Morgiana. What color is Ellen LeBaron's hair? Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
Blonde, I said.
Water, SS Morgiana. Stewardess discovers woman's garments in cabin of Harvey. Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
Good, I said.
Waters, SS Morgiana. They are seasick. Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
So am I seasick, I said.
Waters, SS Morgiana. She will pass out at 7 bells tonight. They are still unsuspicious, and practically certain they are the ones you want. Sowerby, Master, SS Clubhouse.
Practically certain, I said. But there I was 2 mornings later in Halifax. The news had leaked out. Perhaps I shouldn't say leaked. Practically everyone in the world except the man and woman on the Claverhouse had heard of it. The pressmen were in Halifax, some 40 strong. As the Claverhouse dropped anchor at Quarantine, we all crowded aboard the pilot boat. I went over to the Claverhouse in a rowing boat with the pilot. Captain Sowerby met me at the Jacob's Ladder.
They're in their cabin, Inspector.
Where?
Come along, please.
A few curious passengers stared at me as I followed him to the cabin door.
This one.
That you, Steward?
It's Captain Sowerby, sir.
Just a minute, please. Come in. Well, we made after all, didn't...
Well?
That isn't them.
I recognize you, Inspector Waters. Oh, stop it, darling. We didn't make it after all. I don't know how you got here, Inspector, but I'm ready, I guess, eh? You won't have to take her with you.
Edward Walton Harvey and Elaine LeBaron, I arrest you both for the willful murder of Cora Harvey. I warn you that anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence. Come, gentlemen, while the lady changes her clothes. Harvey had grown a heavy mustache and had changed so much in the few days of flight that it was difficult to recognize him, which had given me that awful moment when I first saw them. Elaine LeBaron was never brought to trial, there being scant evidence that she had played any part in the murder other than that of the other woman. Harvey was tried at Old Bailey, and after a bitter battle opposing medical men, which was won by the brilliant testimony of Henry Bernard, he was found guilty and was hanged, a scant 6 months after he had committed the crime.
You have heard another in the series Whitehall 1212, compiled from the official files of Scotland Yard. Research on Whitehall 1212 is compiled by Percy Hoskins of the London Daily Express, and the stories for radio are written and directed by Willis Cooper. Beginning next Sunday, the 24th of February, Whitehall 1212 will be heard over most of these stations 1/2 hour later, because another great program, Hollywood Star Playhouse, will be heard in the time period we now occupy. Remember, listen next week to Hollywood Star Playhouse and Whitehall 1212. For correct time and station, check your local newspaper. Thank you.